Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So, today I am going to cover this reliability and the maintainability. So, this is the topic 2 of FRE 12. Okay, so just take a pen. Okay. So the quality of a product or system is basically the ratio of performance and the expectation. Okay. So if the performance of the system is or the product is good, you can tell the quality is good. On the other hand, when we are when our expectation is never ending, it is always rising in trend. So to maintain to move with that rising trend of expectation, maintaining the quality of the product is quite difficult. Okay, so today the societal demand is very high. We are asking new things. Earlier we are using you see the expectation of the society, how it is changing and following the rising trend. Earlier in my childhood, I have seen my mother used to wash the clothes in with her hand only. Later, when the LG semi-automatic washing machine came, so it was a very big thing for us in my childhood. So my mother was very happy, and today we are using fully automatic washing machine. Now you see the to maintain the never-ending expectation, the system is becoming complex day to day. Okay, so to maintain that demand or the expectation of the user, the most manufacturing industry involved automation and complex process system. Okay, earlier the things, you see the tomato sauce people used to make manually, but today demand is so high, there's so many requirement added, that today the entire plant become automatic. So when we are involving the complex system, the number of component in the process is getting increased. So reliability of the entire system or the individual component is become a part of expectation. Okay, so to fix the reliability of a product at every stage, from design, manufacturing to operation, the concerned people should be very judicious to maintain it. At any stage, if we are not concerned, then the reliability of the product will be decreased. So now the performance is basically the product of quality and expectation, and as I told, so the expectation is a part of reliability. So the performance of a system or product is depend on directly the quality of the product or system and the reliability also. So the suitability of performing a defined task is empirically depends on the quality and the reliability of the system, what I told. So due to the complex system involvement, if the number of components are increasing, then we are the possibility of overall failure is also getting increased, and definitely the penalties are paid due to the failure in terms of time, money and security. So to make the system more reliable, we should properly select the raw materials, the careful design consideration, and there should be a better understanding about the pre-symptoms of failure. If we can consider all those things, we can increase the reliability, or we can avoid the failure of the system of the product. So let us define a time at t is equal to capital T, where the first failure of a product or system occurs. Then P is the probability that the unit or the system will not fail till the time capital T. Okay, so that probability is called the reliability of the system, unit or product, whatever maybe you can tell. So definitely R is a function of time, and the occurrence of the failure is random in nature. So this T, basically it's a random variable. Okay, so when I am installing a system, so that is at t is equal to 0, at that moment the machine or the system is running successfully, and it is exhibiting the intended function. So at t is equal to 0, the reliability is highest, which is 1, because the probability is always lies between 0 to 1. But at t is equal to infinity, that means when the system actually fails, then at that point the reliability nullifies, so R infinity is 0. So from this statement we can tell that the reliability, number one, reliability is a function of time, and it is a non-increasing function. When the time elapsed, definitely the reliability of the system or product will decrease. Okay, so now in a single sentence we can tell the reliability is the ability of a system to maintain its intended performance for the given condition for a specified period. Okay, now the reliability is depend on the probability of which during a period of time where the system will not fail. The intended function means I am designing, say I am designing a inverter which can able to give 230 volt, a single phase inverter I am designing. It can able to give, when I produced 230 volt, and the power frequency will be 50 hertz. Okay, say, and it is capable to deliver a maximum load current of 10 ampere. So these are the intended function for the inverter. Okay, and also it is time, as I was telling, once the time is elapsing, the reliability will decrease, as the earlier slide we understand. And the operating condition. So when we are inverter, basically the DC power is getting switched in a proper fashion to produce the switched AC power. So the switching frequency is a concern to maintain the power quality. It should not be so high, because the inverter consists of semiconductor switching. So if the switching frequency is very high, it will infer the higher conduction and switching loss. For that, the junction temperature may increase, and if junction temperature is increasing, then the conductance also may decrease. Okay, so it's a the thermal runaway. The thermal runover can occur, and very quickly the junction temperature of the inverter may shoot up, as the semiconductor switch may shoot up, which may fail. So to avoid that, the heat evacuation, which is generating due to switching of the semiconductor device, it is to be designed. Normally it is, it will be fins, which is a very good application of extended surface heat transfer, where the Fourier's law of thermal conductivity and Newton's law of cooling is involved. So you are designing. So the operating condition, what I mean to say, you are maintaining the operating condition so that the junction temperature of the semiconductor device is maintained what is specified by the manufacturer of the semiconductor device. Okay, so that is the operating condition. Like for a certain equipment, we will tell the ambient temperature should be this. Okay, so those are the called operating conditions. Now another term, it is oftenly will be used, which is called maintainability. It is the probability that a failed component will be restored. When the system fail or the component fail, you need to restore it. Okay, it is to be restored. So basically the maintainability is also defined by the probability that a failed component will be restored to perform its intended function within a period of time after a prescribed and predefined maintenance. When it is failed, then there will be a predefined maintenance procedure. Within a specified time you have to restore back the system. That probability is called the maintainability. Okay, now the time at which the failure will occur, it is not known, and it is purely random in nature, and the occurrence of failure is dependent on time. So we need to learn random variable and its probability distribution. Okay, this things is very important to learn. The random variable, basically it's a numerical description of the outcome of a statistical experiment, and the random variable may be two types, discrete and continuous. A random variable that may assume only a finite number or an infinite sequence of values is said to be discrete. On the other hand, if it may take any value in some interval on the real number line, is said to be continuous. Another term we will oftenly use, that is called the probability distribution function. This is to basically specify the probability of random variable falling within a particular range of values as opposed to take on any one value. This probability is given by the integral of the variables of probability distribution function over the range, that is, it is given by the area under the density function, so that this few important probability distribution function and its physical interpretation we will learn. So that basic concept, even though I hope you have studied this probability and the probability distribution function, probability and stochastic theorem during your engineering, but still 3 or 4 distribution function which will be later needed to understand the reliability and the maintainability. So that once again I will just very briefly with some example I will explain. Okay, so now the first thing is the binomial distribution. Okay, so this is the discrete distribution. Okay, so now you take down the definition of binomial distribution. A discrete random variable capital X is said to follow binomial distribution with a parameters n and p if it assumes only a finite number of non-negative integer values and its probability density function is given by ncx p to the power x into q to the power n minus x, where n is the number of total trials, x is the number of success desired, p is the probability of getting success in one trial, and q is the complement of that means the failure. In such case, the probability density function p is given by this. So this is the binomial distribution function. So here x can be any value between 0 to n, and definitely it should be non-negative as I told, and the value of this probability is 0 elsewhere. That means for x, the x is equal to 0 to n, the probability distribution function is this, and elsewhere it is 0. Okay, so now take down one example. I will rather than doing all this example in hand, what I will do, I will use MATLAB. Okay. So now let us take one example, that an unbiased coin is tossed 6 times. Okay. So here, then n is equal to 6. If you see the binomial distribution function, so n is equal to 6. Now we have to find the probability of obtaining exactly 3 heads, less than 3 heads, more than 3 heads, at most 3 heads, at least 3 heads, more than 6 heads. So we will do that. So now when we are tossing a coin, the probability, it may either happen head or tail. Okay, so getting head is for 2 trials, one time the head may occur. So the success, the probability P, that success, that is the success, that is basically half. So definitely our Q is also half, because it is the complement of that. Okay, so now the first thing was what? The first question was exactly 3 heads. Okay, exactly 3 heads. So now what is that formula we know? That is NC. So here x is equal to what? We want to get exactly 3 heads. So my x is equal to 3. Now the formula was, what was the formula? That formula was NCX. That means factorial 6 divided by factorial 6 minus 3, that means 3, into factorial 3 into p to the power x into q to the power x. So basically that is the probability. So it is coming, that is, so if you want to see, that is, normally probability will be in okay, no problem. So basically that is if you see, it is 5 by 16, I think. Yeah. Okay. Now the second question was less than 3 heads. So less than 3 heads means it may be 0 or it may be 1 or it may be 2. So similarly, for that case, what is to be done? So first we have to calculate for, so this will be the we need to find out the probability where the heads will be less than 3. That means no heads, 1 head, 2 heads. Okay, this is basically the we have to calculate it. Okay, so now we will formulate it. Now we are defining, say, because we will run a loop, so we are keeping it one variable p is equal to 0. Okay, then for my x, that 0 to 2, Now that is my factorial. So my n is equal to 6, sorry, factorial 6 divided by factorial 6 minus x into factorial x over into 0.5 p and q. So p to the power what? P to the power x. So 0.5 to the power x into q also here 0.5, that to the power n minus x, that means 6 minus x. Okay, my formula is over, come out from the loop. Now this is the total probability. So it is 0.3438. So that is, yeah, it is 11 by 32. Okay. Now the third question was more than 3 heads. So more than 3 heads means 4, 5 or 6. So same way now you can do at most 3 heads. At most 3 heads means till you can get 3 heads. That means either 0, no heads, 1 head, 2 head or 3 heads. That you can do. So same way we can find it out. At least 3 heads. At least 3 heads means 3 or more. So 3, 4, 5 and 6. Using that formula, whatever I shown, you can do it. More than 6 heads. Is it possible? Because your number of trial is 6. But for a single trial, maximum you can get 1 head. So 6 trial you can get 6 heads. More than 6 head is never possible. It is an impossible event. So the probability is 0. So this is I am making the lectures very short so that you people will not be bored. So now I have given one example and its interpretation of binomial distribution. Then 3 more distribution I will explain in the next lecture. Okay. Thank you so much.